All right, man. Combat Convo. You know what it is, man. I mean, SEO got something
Yeah,
to say about this
yeah.
guy.
So I was going doing my scrolling again, my daily scrolling on Facebook, and I believe it was Ringside News reported rumors of the Street Profits Montez Ford. For those of y'all who don't know who Montez Ford is, he's a former tag team champion with Angelo Dawkins. They have a tag team called the Street Profits. They wrestle for WWE. Um, they're thinking about breaking the tag team up and having Montez Ford go on a singles run and possibly get a title shot and possibly win. Uh, I'm with that. I like that. I think it's dope, and I do think it should happen. But um, when it will happen, I don't know. They're talking about 2023, which is right around the corner. When in 2023, they have not said, but it's just a rumor. Uh, I believe he has all the potential and talent in the world to be a WWE champion, but at the same time, how are they going to book his matches? Because the only way that I see Montez Ford succeeding and excelling as a singles competitor is going heel. And it's a shame to say that, but he has all the charisma and ability to be a real dope heel. He has all of that, all the intangibles to do that. Now, how they do it is a question. That's up to the WWE's writers. That's up to Triple H, what they see that they could do to make that happen. I would love to see this guy against Roman Reigns. I would love to see him against Drew McIntyre. I would love to see him against Karrion Kross. All those guys in the division that could potentially be a WWE champion someday. I would like to see them face those dudes because he has all the potential in the world for it, you know. But how it happens, I don't know. I don't know, but I'm definitely intrigued to see it happen. I'm
Mm.
definitely intrigued for that. And if it does happen, listen, take my money. I'm ready to watch. That's how I see it. Take my money. I'm ready to watch. Because he definitely, if it does happen, he's going to be a great champion, hands down, you know. But
What happened
yeah,
to
it's just a
what's the name? What happened to Bobby Lashley?
Bobby Lashley was former champion. He lost the title, but the way he lost the title was BS. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm.
I didn't like how they had him lose the title. But he's on an amazing run right now. Bobby Lashley is on an amazing run right now. He's one of the top guys in WWE at the moment, and he's on an amazing run. Like he wrestled Brock Lesnar and gave Brock Lesnar the business. But the funny thing about it is that Brock still won the match, but he didn't win the match like you would expect him to win the match because he's so dominant. Brock is so dominant. He's such a crazy super athlete. He won the match because uh, Bobby made a mistake, and I think he rolled him up into a schoolboy pin, and then it was 1, 2, 3. You know, when you roll up in a schoolboy, your legs are pinned, so sometimes it's hard for you to get out. So
Mm-hmm.
he did that, and he barely got away. But you could tell Brock in his face, his whole demeanor, that he knew he was in for a fight, that he knew he was in a fight.
Mm-hmm.
So Bobby Lashley doing his thing now. You know what I mean? And I hope, I pray the Hurt Business comes back
Mm.
because that's what it seems like is happening. It seems like they're bringing the band back together and bringing back the Hurt Business. For those of y'all don't know who the Hurt Business is, it was a faction that was led by MVP, and it starred Bobby Lashley, Sheldon Benjamin, Cedric Alexander. and a whole bunch of titles that they had at the time. It was dope. It was one of the dopest factions in WWE. And if they bring this faction back, it's going to be crazy. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And I definitely think if they do bring it back, which it seems like it, they should add Cedric. They should add not Cedric, they should add Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams to the mix. They should add them to the Hurt Business. That'd be a perfect fit if they do so.
Hey man, listen man. Listen, man, it's your expertise right here. I'm learning. I'm an old school wrestler fan. You know what I'm saying? I really don't know too much about the new school, but I'm learning though. I'm glad you putting me on, so I'm learning. You know what I'm saying? I'm learning some of the names and stuff like that. I do know Bobby Lashley. Of course, I know Brock Lesnar. I do know Roman Reigns. You know what I mean? I know those guys. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I know the Uzos. I know those guys. You know what I'm saying? But and I know Drew McIntyre. I know who he is. I know who MVP is. Bunch of people I know. You know what I'm saying? Um, I just think that at this point, you know, they and the thing about the WWE, I'm so surprised they have a lot of black wrestlers, and a lot of their black wrestlers are superstars now. And I think that that's a good thing. You know what I'm saying? It's not that they're and I wanted to talk about that too. You know what I'm saying? Briefly touched on that. Maybe we could do a little 5-minute show on that one about how we feel about black athletes in the WWE. We could probably do that in a few minutes and get into that because I want to talk about that because I think that that's a major milestone. But it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But hey man, listen man. Kombat Konvo, you know what it is. We'll be back with another episode. Hey
Yeah.
man. Yep. All right, man. Kombat Konvo, you know what it is, man. So we talking about just black athletes in general and black athletes in the WWE is something that I think that I was surprised about. I think at this point in the WWE history, I think that black athletes have become a priority in a sense. You know what I'm saying? There's much more black athletes that I have seen than I ever seen in WWE. And don't get me wrong, there've been some black athletes, but they were always to me, there was either the butt of the jokes, or it wasn't some that was like somebody that was like particularly like good. Because you had people like Coco Beware, Bad News Brown. You know what I mean? You had people like that. It was who else you had? That was black back then. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure. Oh, like you had Rocky Johnson. Then you had what's his name? Farouk. And then you had what's his name? The Pearl River Plunge dude, Ahmed Johnson.
Ahmed Johnson.
Yeah, but these people was never like Ahmed Johnson was. It was never like a champ. You know what I'm saying? If it was a champ, it was either just the Intercontinental champ. It was never the WWE champ.
Well,
Until
he was
I
on
think,
his way. He
yeah.
was on his way. Ahmed Johnson was on his way to being a champ. He had some issues backstage issues that kind of derailed him from having that. So he's one of the very few that he could have possibly been the first WWE champion that was black if he had played his cards right. I don't necessarily know what happened, but I know I seen some videos of Ahmed Johnson and they talked about that how he was on his way. Like Vince was liked him and wanted him to become the champion. He was well on his way to doing it.
I
And
heard a
so now,
different story though. I was
uh,
into it back then. I was into it. I heard a different story. I heard he was terrible, terrible when it came to wrestling because he hurt a lot of people. He injured
That
a
too. I
lot
heard
of
that
people.
too. I
And I
heard
think a
that
lot of
too.
people didn't want to work with him because he injured a lot of people accidentally. He even injured himself. I didn't get injured in one of those matches. He
I
injured
think that
himself.
I think that was the I think that was the main reason why they didn't want him as a champion no more. So the most he could get was the Intercontinental title. I think that was the main reason because he just his wrestling was, it was rough. It was rough. It
It
was
was
too rough.
rough. He said it was
It
rough.
was. You know what I mean?
I mean, but
Like I liked his character. Don't get me wrong. I liked Ahmed Johnson. I thought Ahmed Johnson was dope. But you know what I mean? His wrestling, like it looked like it hurt when you wrestled Ahmed Johnson. It looked like it hurt.
I think
You
the
know what I'm saying?
politics behind it, the politics behind WWE and I hate to I don't want to say racist because I don't think WWE was racist. I think that a lot of the black athletes back then just couldn't be promoted the way they were looking for until The Rock came along. Once The Rock came along, he was special. And I think that he did something that most wrestlers couldn't do, especially black wrestlers. He was very charismatic, like charismatic. A lot of black wrestlers wasn't charismatic at all like that. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? They didn't have that. And the thing is, they didn't have that it factor like him. He just
Mm-hmm.
had it. It's like he knew what he was doing from the get go with the
Mm-hmm.
eyebrow. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. I think a lot of black wrestlers couldn't get to that point because they didn't have that. They kind of looked for the WWE to give them this identity, and I think with The Rock, he kind of like took charge. He took that character and people look. They still call him The Rock. Name is
Mm-hmm.
Dwayne Johnson. He hasn't wrestled in years, and they still refer to him as The Rock. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So that even like everywhere, that his character transcended past. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like Hulk Hogan. It's kind of like like Stone Cold. It's kind of like I think his character like transcended past, and it led to people like Bobby Lashley and people like the newer people, and he was like kind of like the gateway for it. But I think that a lot of black athletes now, especially black women, you rarely seen black women in the WWE. You know what I'm saying? Like back then, you rarely seen that. You only it was just and you rarely seen black. You rarely see women for the most part. Unless you talking about Glow, you know what I'm saying? Outside of
Mm-hmm.
that, you really didn't see a lot of black women in the WWE. So I think that it's a good thing that they're giving these black athletes their just due. You know what I'm saying? I think that Bobby Lashley, to me, uh, he was he was probably what Ahmed Johnson should have been. He took that place. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's a good thing, man.
I agree.
It's a good
I
thing.
definitely agree.
Yeah.
Definitely agree. I agree with that. As long as they're not trying to be trendy about it. Like as long as they're not trying to be trendy about putting the belts on these black athletes, as long as they're not trying to be trendy about it. So as long as they're being authentic about putting these athletes in position to be the WWE champion, I'm with it.
Well,
You know what I mean?
some people are gonna say even if they're not doing that, some people are gonna say they are. They're gonna say, oh
Yeah,
well, they're just doing it because we living in this time when you kind of gotta do that. I just disagree with that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that they're just doing it just to do it now because I really think that they're genuinely doing it because there are a lot of black athletes that are very good. And I think they like, you know what? Let's do it. You know what I'm saying? And they're appealing.
yeah,
Some of these people just wasn't appealing. Like some of these athletes wasn't appealing. Like you imagine Junkyard Dog as the champion? Like
I could see it.
no way. It's like the
Junkyard Dog
WWF
wasn't
champion.
Junkyard Dog wasn't appealing to you.
Hell no. It was trash. Come on, bro. JYD? Nah, dog, nah. I can't roll with that one.
Oh my god.
JYD was trash. He was trash.
No,
JYD was trash. Coco Beware could be champion. Come on, bro. Compare these two to The Rock, bro.
Coco Beware. I'm gonna tell you like this.
Yeah.
Coco Beware was good. What happened was when he came to WWE, they changed his character.
I don't care.
I don't care. If you see his matches before WWE,
yo, it's not even about. Listen, bro. Listen, bro. Let's just get this out the way right now. We all know that WWF don't really care about your wrestling ability. You know what I'm saying? They have like, if they do, you got to be Rey Mysterio type level. You know what I'm saying? That's when they really can. But they try to balance it out with wrestling ability and your creativity and your character. WWE is really centered around character formation when it comes to people, because you could be, if you ain't Dean Malenko, Eddie Guerrero, Chris Benoit, where people are there to see you wrestle. Coco Beware wasn't there for people to see him wrestle. They liked that parrot, and he came in dancing. You know what I'm saying? That's what it was. Let's just be here. Let's just be honest, right? Junkyard Dog had a chain around his neck and JYD. That's what it was. It wasn't they came here to see Junkyard Dog. Like, no, they came here for his antics. Bro, you know what I'm saying? That was it. They ain't come to see JYD. The JYDs are like, come on, bro. Get that shit out of here. And listen, I know he dead. Rest in peace to that man. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. But when The Rock came, it was like, okay, this guy is better than a lot of the white guys in the locker room. This guy has it. You know what I'm saying? And even with Bobby Lashley, that guy, Booker T. Booker T has it. What? The Spinneroonie and all this stuff? Nah, they ain't got That's what I'm saying. So a lot of those black athletes back then, they just didn't have it. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have it.
Nah.
What was the black Booker T, the Harlem Heat? Like, nah, bro, they didn't have it, bro. Harlem Heat, come on, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? And there's a couple of other black athletes too back then, I think, had it. You know what I'm saying? But I just can't remember them off the top of my head.
Nah, I'm going to tell you this before we go, right?
Yeah.
Junkyard Dog had it, bro.
Oh, God.
He had it, bro. Bro, he did, man.
JYD? Come on, bro.
He did, man.
He never even held a title before.
Nah, he had a title.
What title he held?
I think he held
in WWE?
The NWA.
Oh yeah, not in the WWE. He didn't.
I gotta check up. I gotta do my fact check.
Listen, JYD never held a title in WWE. I think Coco Beware had an Intercontinental title. I think he held it once.
Coco Beware was tag champions with Owen Hart.
Yeah.
They were High Energy. They remember High Energy?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah. He was a tag champion. I think he was an Intercontinental champ before too.
He might have been an Intercontinental champ.
But then when you get like Big E and them, they got it. Like I would say Coco Beware maybe, but JYD nah. I'm sorry. He was a feature. He was a feature on the album. That was it. He wasn't a main star. I'm sorry, bro.
We gonna have this debate.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
Debate again.
We can debate this and we can put it on. You can put it right on your TikTok. Was JYD special? Junkyard Dog? You know what I mean?
Yo, we gotta have this debate. I got.
That's that's one of the questions I'm gonna ask the guy when we talk to him. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna ask him, did JYD have that it factor? And be honest. He probably gonna say yeah. He probably gonna say yeah because if he say no, then people gonna look up his history and be like, oh, you disrespected JYD, huh? Like, you know what I'm saying? So nah. I don't know, man. Either way, man, we gonna talk about it. Kombat Konvo, we out of here, man.